ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, ha? MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan.
After an intense elimination round, we now move to the next stage of our tournament. Live tayo dito ngayon sa Divine Light Academy in Las Piñas. This is Play-In Sunday for Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. We have a 6-game schedule for today, all play-in games. Kaya napaka-crucial nitong araw na to for everyone. Magandang araw Pilipinas, Baron Mercado here, and with me is Daphne Cristobal. Daphne, it's nice to be working with you again. Tapos puro crucial pa yung laban natin.
Glad to be working with you, Baron. Literally, it's gonna be a do-or-die games for our teams. Last chance for them to enter or even have that opportunity para nga magkaroon ng play-in o kalabanin itong ating 8th spot.
And for our first game of 6 na play-in game, it will be Muntinlupa taking on itong Batangastribu X Boss I at yun nga, Daphne, for both teams. They have already met in the elimination round and maganda yung naging laban nila. I'm sure na itong laban na to will be as intense as ever.
Yup, you've mentioned about that one. Last July, they were able to meet during the elimination round, and it was Batangas who paved the way in that victory. They scored 86-79, a 7-point victory on their end. Pero kung titingnan natin ang ating team standings ngayon, pareho sila ng standing with a 2-9 record and a 6-game, unfortunately, losing streak. So in today's game, one of them will be able to escape that one at maganda dito. Makukuha nila yung panalo at sila yung magkakaroon ng chance para talunin yung 8th seed as well.
A win and you're in. Yan ang magiging sitwasyon natin. Pero ang tanong, sino ang makakakuha ng panalo na yun? Will it be Muntinlupa? Will it be Batangas? Kaya ano pang inaantay natin? Let's turn it over to our game announcer for our starting 5.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're glad to have you here at Divine Light, Las Piñas City for the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. First game of our Sunday basketball action featuring Batangastribu X Masay and Muntinlupa JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball. Now let's carry on the starters first for Batangastribu X Masay. Starting guard number 13, Anton Cueto. To guard number 8, Zion De Ross. At forward number 9, Nate Quezon. Other forward number 30, Liam Renegado. And at center number 31, Gerard Berperabe. The head coach is Michael Zidiaco, assisted by Randolph Renegado. Team managers Ivan Nokum and Mr. and Mrs. Solano. Team owner Ivan Nokum and Dog Alan Lanson and Jeffrey Berabe. And now let us meet the starters for MUNTINLUPA JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball. Starting guard number 1, Vino Laurel. 2 guard number 26, Zaidain Contacto. Small forward number 19, Sandre Gantalian. Power forward number 77, Zeron Dizon. And at center number 30, Jerby Gantalian. The head coach is Raymond Valenzuela, assisted by June Dizon. Team owner is Abby Dizon. Officiating this ball game, Ninyo Persenas, Carlos Sebastian, and Raymond Madera. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Mr. Jer Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Mr. Kit Picasso.
Doride bola ng Pinoy, starting 5 for both teams. It's Laurel Contacto, Gentalian, Zeron Dizon, and Gentalia and Gervy Gentalian. Meanwhile for Batangas, it's Cueto de Rojas, Quizon, Renado, at itong si Berberabe. Rounding up the 5 para dito sa Batangas. Play-in Sunday kicks off. Dito pa rin tayo sa loob ng Divine Light Academy in Las Piñas. A good game tayo dito. 6-game schedule na high intensity. At tulad ng nabanggit natin, Daphne, no, kanina naglaban na itong parehong team na to. Almost the same yung kanilang journey towards this game.
Yep. Actually, heading towards this game, no, pareho nga sila ng journey na they've been struggling in their past 6 games. Knowing that dito sa side ng Muntinlupa, just really observing this lineup that they have, they only got 6 guys to shuffle with. Kaya very challenging yan on their end. Imagine you're going to play 40 minutes of basketball at isa lang ang pwede niyong masubstitute, one at a time, kumbaga.
Pero one of the players available para dito sa Muntinlupa ay yung kanilang all-star.
Yep. Itong si Zeron Dizon nga, no? Recently also played for that all-star game at alam naman natin he is the main gunner here on the side of Muntinlupa, averaging 16.3 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per contest.
As both teams already in the board, Berberabe scores the first 2 points para dito sa Batangas.
No, it was just a 7-point victory on the side of Batangas during their elimination round showdown, but there was a wide disparity in terms of their field goals kung saan itong Batangas had 38% conversion. Meanwhile, Muntinlupa was only limited at 30%. Nun pa lang makikita mo na yung epekto nung 7-point win na yun on the side of Batangas. And also in terms of those free throw shots naman, naging advantage naman yun ng Muntinlupa. Had 84% conversion, malaking bagay ito. Especially na 14 under division pa lang to, ha. Nasa developmental stage pa lang sila. But Batangas was able to convert 53% only. Hindi lang yun talaga na-capitalize itong Muntinlupa. And right now, they're also on a bigger challenge with only 6 guys to play.
And speaking of free throws, drawing the foul, Zeron Dizon will be at the line. At tulad nga na nabanggit mo, Daphne, no, itong Muntinlupa, outnumbered really in terms of their available players. Pero yun nga, one of the things na baka pwede nilang gawin dito is to really be aggressive at the rim.
Yep.
At least put this Batangas team, yung mga players nila in early foul trouble para at least kahit papaano ma-match yung kanilang numbers dito.
And I think with more fouls to be committed by Batangas, several opportunities for Muntinlupa indeed to be in the free throw area, mas babagal ang pacing, mas more chances also for this 6-guy lineup today to have more resting time, mas magiging slower yung pacing ng laro. Kumbaga.
Meanwhile, on the other side, let's talk about Batangas. Diba? They need to take advantage of this lineup nitong Muntinlupa na yun nga, 6 players lang ang available. So kung yung Muntinlupa will try to slow the pace down, Batangas, I believe Daphne should really push the pace, push the tempo, and not let this Muntinlupa squad have some advantage. Pero si Zeron Dizon, napakaganda ng kanyang performance on that all-star game. Muntik na silang makabawi, muntik na silang makahabol. He's one of the players that really showed up. As we see, there is pound-for-pound fitness foul counted early for Zeron Dizon.
Sharon Dizon with that basket and one. Great feed as well with that connection. Of course, Alfaro, the main playmaker here on the side of Muntinlupa. And, observing and covering a lot of games here for Muntinlupa, they've always started strong most of the time, whether it's the first quarter or the first 2 quarters, first half. But then all of a sudden, the challenge for this team as well is on how they will try to finish strong. Kasi sayang naman yung naipundar nila sa maganda umpisa kung hindi rin nila ito matatapos na maayos. And just like this play-in tournament, again, this is their lone chance if they want to beat itong ating 8th seed and enter also our quarterfinals round.
And waiting in the wings will be Dasmariñas dahil sila ang ating number 8 seed. And of course, kung sino man ang manalo doon, kakalaban ay tall task ahead, the number 1 seed, Antipolo JY Titans, na kakailanganin nila namang talunin ng 2 beses.
Yep. So, we have a different format this 3rd season, no? Magkaroon tayo ng play-in. Dati kasi automatic, basta top 8, tapos mag-1 versus 8, tapos best of 3 yun kung natin sa quarterfinals right now. Top 1 to 4 will have that twice beat advantage during the quarterfinals.
After that, a basket by Batangas. Still, Muntinlupa having a lead as they go to Zeron Dizon at least majority of the way. And Zeron Dizon, hindi sila pinapabayaan dito, Daphne.
1 versus 5 literally as Zeron Dizon continues to score here on the side of Muntinlupa.
Batangas on the other hand, medyo naging stagnant yung kanilang offense. No? Berberabe scored the first basket. Tried to at least continue the momentum dahil yun nga, tulad din ng sabi mo, Daphne, Muntinlupa is a very, very good first quarter, first half team, and the tough basket by Zeron Dizon continues the run, adding to look more points on the board. It will be Sandre Gentalian.
And it's nice to see that Sandy Gantalian tries to add up some points here, giving or providing that help which Zeron needs. Only averaging 4 points per game, scoring his first bucket. More to see para dito kay Sandy Gantalian.
Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Anton Cueto. Kanina, right-handed floater, ngayon left-handed floater. Same result for both teams. They will go to D-zone again. Good defense by Batangas on that last play.
That was Sanry Renegado on the side of Batangas, who was able to hit that floater, just escaping and breaking that defense, navigating his way in. Pero ito, Muntinlupa so far. Several trips in the free throw area.
You see here this free throw. That is Cueto. Malinis na malinis ang kanyang free throw, a floater attempt. Pero itong si Contacto, missing on that first free throw. And so far, Daphne, ganun nga ang ginagawa ng Muntinlupa, no? Aggressive in the rim, really drawing as much foul as possible. Batangas currently 4 team fouls. Last one, penalty na sila with 3:45 remaining.
Yeah. So, I think dito sa side ng Muntinlupa again, they're up here by 6. They gotta take things slowly, and I think defense will really be the key para dito sa kanilang panig. Just like their stop, parang pinupuwersa nila na magkaroon ng 4 shots itong side ng Batangas.
Alfaro tries to break the defense down and tries to pass it to Gentalian, I should say. It will be interesting then for Muntinlupa. Alfaro, usually known to really push the pace, to be the leader of this Muntinlupa offense dahil yun nga, trying to use his quickness to his advantage. Pero yun nga, at the line, will shoot 2 free throws. Pasok yung una. Kailangan makahabol din yung mga kakampi na. And this will be a task for him to really, control the pace more. Dahil yung outnumbered sila, they cannot afford to, exert so much energy dahil pag nakita ng Batangas na medyo napapagod na sila, dun sila ite-take advantage.
Yun na nga pwede kasing, alam mo yun, inuunti-unti lang nitong Batangas. So, Muntinlupa right now, what's nice about them is they've been trying to capitalize some shots from the charity stripe. And you talked about Yuri Alfaro. Well, of course, for Coach Ray, inborn nga yung talent ito as a point guard, as another...
Kontakto with that tough basket, Muntinlupa. Kahit outnumbered sila, no problem. They are up by 10 big points. And we will have Daphne, our first time of the game. Muntinlupa on a good start here. After this basket by Kontakto, look at that. Double pumping in midair, scoring. Kaya babalik tayo after this timeout brought to us by Domo Domo.
You're watching the Junior MPBL Season 3 14 under match of Batangas and Muntinlupa. Nakausap ko kanina si Coach Raymond of Team Muntinlupa. Ang nasabi niya sa akin na disadvantage talaga ng team nila since alam nilang malakas ang kanilang kalaban and good line-up talaga. But since hindi nila in-expect na kasama pa rin sila sa laban, they are now very faithful and hopeful pa din. Hindi sila susuko not until they reach their end goal for their team. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Danay, for that report. And after that, three-pointer by Batangas, itong Muntinlupa, tatawag ulit ng timeout. Dito brought to us by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. We'll be right back. After that timeout, we continue the action as Alfaro sends it for that jumper that is no good para kay Kontakto. Having a solid first quarter, itong si Zeron Dizon, Daphne.
Less than a minute earlier with that first time out agad na nagkaroon. And Zeron Dizon, for sure there was a specific play called by Coach Raymond, and that's the reason why they're up here by 9 points. But we kept on highlighting this prior to the start of this game. This is the play-in. So currently, ito po yung mga nasa 9th and 10th spot. So kung sino po ang manalo dito, they will go up against the 8th seed. And that will happen already next week by Saturday. So far, ang nakabang dito sa side ng 14 under division in the South is Quezon. So Quezon yung nakabang by Saturday. Whoever wins dito sa larong ito, either it's Batangas or Muntinlupa, yun yung makakalaban ng Quezon. And whoever wins on that game next week, sila yung automatic nasa 8th seed.
Marami pang tatakbuhin kapag nandito ka sa play-in.
Yeah. And I think that's also a challenge, no, for these teams in the bottom spot, no, on how they would be able to push their teams, these kids, onto their limit. Hindi naman, alam mo, yung parang mas challenge sila, not everything will be given to you instantly. Kailangan talaga pinaghihirapan.
As Kontakto missing that three-pointer, White Shirts will be on the run. Nice leak out. Muntis lang yung attempt. Kontakto will try to drive. Nice spin. Try to push the pace. They will give it to Yuri. Primary playmaker being hounded. Balik dito kay Contacto. Dizon is on the corner. Will go for this one-hander, no good. Gentalian couldn't get the follow-up. Batangas now will be trying to push the pace again. Tries to create some space. That is Matthew Gilio. Will shoot 2 free throws after that attempt.
Not the best defense there on the side of Muntinlupa. We saw that at first, nakataas yung kamay nila. All of a sudden, went down. That's the reason why 2 shots from the charity stripe will happen on the side of Batangas.
And on the side for Muntinlupa, to your point, Daphne, sinasabihan ni Coach Raymond. Itong si Gentalian na yun nga, no, nakataas yung kamay. Then moved a bit on that play. Kaya natawagan ng foul. So no free throws yet. But a 3 attempt is all air. Contacto, one of the players here in the first quarter na looking to be more aggressive and looking for his shots. And speaking of shots, that goes in for Leon Plata.
I like how Plata step on the gas in that sequence, made sure na mauunahan niya yung depensa doon. Right now, down to a 5-point game.
18-13, 4 seconds remaining. And Muntinlupa, after that steal attempt by Gorospe, will have the final say dito sa ating first quarter. They will give it to Zeron Dizon. 1 second to beat the buzzer. That won't go. And Muntinlupa, despite outnumbered, tago niya ni Danay, grateful to be playing in here, and they have a 5-point lead.
As we see itong ating Chef's Magic first quarter highlights on the side of Muntinlupa, it has been, of course, the reliable Zeron Dizon with already 7 points under his name so far and even 3 rebounds. Pero dito naman sa side ng Batangas, more distributive showing with some contribution from Cueto and Gilio, but right now they're just down by 5.
18-13 is the score. Muntinlupa having a 5-point lead. Second quarter of action will start here. Can play in Sunday. Win and you're in, at least extending your tournament lives or at least a game. Bakbakang number 9 Muntinlupa versus number 10 Batangas. Currently the outnumbered Muntinlupa squad having a 5-point lead. Alfaro recovers that ball. Contacto wanting to receive the ball back. Alfaro for 3 and it hits.
Much needed bucket on the side of Muntinlupa as Yuri Alfaro nailing that 3-pointer. And more importantly, no, i-redeem nila itong 8-point lead. They have to continue to be able to take advantage of this game. But again, those defense needs to be activated as well dahil nakakasagot sa opensa itong Batangas.
That left hand corner jumper goes in. Contacto. Nice wrap around. Zeron Dizon is a player on a mission today, Daphne.
Credit that feed, no? Very selfless. Kaya naman naiwan or left all alone itong si Dizon with that basket earlier.
Pero biglang sumagot itong Batangas as Perberabe trying to counter the attack of Zeron Dizon.
Several points inside the paint being converted here in the side of Batangas. So yung interior defense dito ng Muntinlupa needs to be alive.
And pushing the pace are itong Batangas. No need for inside points. They go all the way for 2.
Imagine being able to convert several points on the side of Muntinlupa, but immediately answering back itong Batangas and even taking advantage of those fast break points.
Contacto slip and a running start again for Batangas. Here we go, all the way for 2. Para dito kay Nate Yuan Quizon. as I believe Contacto still down. Dahil nung pag-dribble niya, Daphne, dun siya nadulas before he could ever make a move.
And it's just a 2-point game for our updated score, 23-21. They couldn't afford Contacto to sit out earlier here with this 3-point contribution and 3 rebounds. So far, he has been contributing all around for Muntinlupa. Again, they only have 6 players during this play-in game. A chance for them to go up against the 8th seed, which is the Quezon Junior Huskers. That game will happen already next week on Saturday.
Couldn't afford to lose more players if you are Muntinlupa. Yeah, let's just hope na makarecover agad itong si Contacto on the side of the green shirts. Pero Batangas, already Daphne scoring 8 quick dito sa ating second quarter. Again, we ended our first 18-13. Habang nakakascore nga itong Muntinlupa, to your point, parang nadodoble yung balik for Batangas.
Yeah.
Looking for that quick corner shot. Bola babalik dito sa Muntinlupa.
Batangas immediately outscoring itong Muntinlupa 8-5. At eto na nga, no, yung sinasabi natin na baka medyo nag-warm up lang sila during the first quarter and they know how to take advantage of speed on how they will try to exhaust itong Muntinlupa, but not si Ron Dizon, I guess.
Very shifty big man itong si Zeron Dizon. Talagang binabawi niya yung momentum na nakukuha ng Batangas so far. What a move by Dizon. White shirts looking to answer. Nice steal.
Better defense here for Gintalian.
Gintalian with that good tap. Vino Laurel is in here para dito sa Muntinlupa. Ball will remain on the side of the green shirts. Zeron Dizon, simula pa lang ng laro natin, Daphne, parang determinado siyang maka-advance ang kanyang team. Maybe having a less player, parang nag-motivate sa kanya dito to take more shots as Laurel pulls up and hits it.
Laurel with his first bucket, and what a way to come alive for Muntinlupa. 3-pointer here in the second chapter. The second one actually on their end, it was Yuri Alfaro who was able to nail a 3-pointer. Ayun, he's gotta get those rebounds as well dahil sila ang lamang with 20-8 in terms of the rebounding department.
Berberabe missing both free throws. Another attempt by Laurel. That time it went all air. Pero itong si Peña had that last touch. Batangas, I believe Daphne has already hit a 3-pointer on their own. Pero Muntinlupa with Vino Laurel, the last player who scored for Muntinlupa, a 3-pointer. Nonetheless, as we see here on the replay, good read by Alfaro.
Vino Laurel knocking down that one courtesy of that dish galing dito kay Yuri Alfaro.
And we have our timeout of the game brought to us by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. Alfaro will take the ball up, 28-21, 5:27 remaining. Will give it to Dizon again. Zeron Dizon.
This guy is literally unstoppable. Very young, but you wouldn't see it by age, especially with his maturity inside. Para, alam mo yun, magbigay talaga ng bag dito sa side ng Muntinlupa. Although this isn't the position that they have been expecting. Pero si Ron Dizon, he has always been reliable on their end.
Quezon tried to attack the defense of Dizon kanina. Just couldn't get the basket. Dizon will have the ball here. Will try to go and attack again. Kicks it out. Shot on the way. That is just too short. Alfaro trying to save the ball. Kala ko mahabol pa ni Yuri yun eh.
And I like how si Ron Dizon even tried to play as point guard. Siya yung nagtawid ng bola, siya din yung nag-execute ng play. Although it was a miss, pero makita mo yung, alam mo yun, yung chance niya rin, that opportunity for him to set up his teammates.
Versatility on the side of Zeron Dizon on display here. And that time, back-to-back turnovers for both teams. Trying to locate a teammate. I believe itong si Kizon on the right corner. Alfaro will give it to Dizon. Balik kay Alfaro. Guarded by Peña. And so far for Alfaro, usually Daphne nakaka-receive doon ng double team. Up top and now, just a single coverage. Alfaro will swing it. Fakes a 3 inches closer. That is a miss on Vino Laurel. A steal by Laurel on the other side. Momentarily open. Alfaro for 3. Yes, sir!
Money ball for Yuri Alfaro. 8 points for Yuri. Helping out literally itong si Zeron Dizon. And mind you, itong sila Gentalian, Jerby with already 7 rebounds. At ito naman si Sandre. He already has 4 rebounds so far. Pero not a way to allow Batangas to complete that 3-point play with that Kizon attack.
Look at this. Pound for pound fitness foul counted. Absorbing contact. Itong si Nate Yuan Kizon.
Yun na nga, literally absorbing contact as Jerby Gentalian. Nakataas siya ng kamay, kaya lang medyo nag-step back itong si Kizon. And right now, a chance for him to complete a 3-point play. They're behind here though by 10 points.
After committing that turnover kanina, nabawi naman ni Kizon on that 3-point play. So in a way, nabawi na rin yung 3 points nito ni Yuri Alfaro dito sa ating second quarter. Nice pass. Contacto to Dizon. Plus the basket and the foul.
It's more than 3 times that Zeron Dizon was called for those basket and 1 opportunities that feed underneath his favorite move.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted para dito kay Dizon. Has 15 in this game. Mintis lang yung kanyang 3-point play but they will recover the ball. Zeron Dizon tsaka itong si Alfaro combined for 23 points, Daphne, of their team's 35. Pero ta-timeout muna tayo. Brought to us by Domo Domo, Slurp, Enjoy, and Smile. We'll be right back.
I got the chance to talk to Assistant Coach Rando of Team Batangas JKLV RGG Infinite Basketball at napag-usapan namin si Cueto, ang kanilang point guard. He's said to be reliable, may team captain potential at matalino maglaro. Siyempre, hindi nawala sa usapan namin Assistant Coach Rando ang team captain nilang si De Rojas. Legacy nga itong player na to dahil player din ang kanyang father before, following in his dad's footstep. Damang-dama ang leadership nitong dalawang player na to. In their team, they focus on innovation, development, and most of all, brotherhood. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Danae, for that report. Kakailanganin nila itong sila Cueto and De Rojas in this game para at least to inch closer. Pero itong si Zian Mendoza hitting the tough basket.
We know how Zion has been the main gunner, of course, on the side of Batangas, averaging 9.6 points per game. But so far, he only has 2. And of course, we'd like to say hi to his father, always watching us live on our live stream. Pati na rin syempre sa father ni Zeron Dizon, Coach June. I think it's my first time not seeing him during the game of Zeron right now. Also part of the coaching staff of Muntinlupa. Pero baka may game ang UE or probably some training.
Pero I'm sure Coach Jun is proud sa kanyang performance ni Zeron so far, having 15 big points. Pero having a low-key good game ay itong si Contacto para dito sa Muntinlupa. Kanina habang nagre-report si Danay, he scored another tough basket, finding his way in, and this time Daphne, look at that, passing it, mintis nga lang para kay Gental yan.
Ang ganda sa mga batang to, as early as 14, 13, ang lalim na o ang lawak na ng kanilang mga court vision. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a point guard to be able to set up your teammates. Pero nakakita nila na kapag may libre, yung teammates nila nababasa nila. So, instead of opting to go for those shots, pinapasa talaga nila.
Really good basketball IQ. At a tender age of 13 to 14 years old, talagang maraming pang mararating ito mga players natin na ito. Pero for Batangas, I should say, susubukan nilang maibaba ito. But Aldrey Pesigan, tough basket again for the lefty.
Pesigan read well the defense, but still unbothered, no? He opted to go for that bucket against 4 guys.
Speaking of which, sayang yung attempt. Pasa ni Yuri Alfaro. Gentalian missing on the other side. De Rojas tries to go for the drive pero mapafoul siya ni Alfaro. I thought that would be one of the plays of the day, Daphne. Sayang yung move ni Alfaro. Pero tignan muna natin itong drive ni Pesigan. Creating that separation with that fadeaway jumper. Gilio will give it to Quizon with 12 seconds remaining. Asking for a pick. Sends it to Gilio. Fakes. Guarded by Gentalian. Fading away. Jumper. That won't go for Mendoza. 2 seconds remaining. At tatawagan ng foul on the side of Batangas.
Laking tulong ng 2-3 defense dito, no? Kanina, naka 1-3-1 yung depensa. Medyo nabubutasan yun. Pero right now, with the 2-3 defense, more security in terms of that interior. Kaya yung Batangas nahihirapan din makakuha ng shots. And with that, they're up here by 12 points. Talking about Muntinlupa.
42-28. Outnumbered, no problem pa rin so far in the second quarter para dito sa Muntinlupa, Daphne. Of course, itong mga 3-pointers ni Yuri Alfaro.
Let's take a look first at our Chef's Magic second quarter highlights. Again, at first, Batangas, they were able to outscore itong Muntinlupa, but in the latter part, Muntinlupa came alive, kaya naman 22-15, and those rebounds really helping out itong side ng Muntinlupa. Not just relying on si Ron Dizon, but also some contributions galing dito kay Contacto as well as Yuri Alfaro.
We enter our halftime with Muntinlupa enjoying this 12-point lead, 40-28. Tignan natin kung makakabawi ang Batangas sa aming pagbabalik. (40-28) halftime break dito sa ating play-in Sunday. Bakbakang Muntinlupa at Batangas. Daphne, so far it's the Zeron Dizon show para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Yeah, on the side of Muntinlupa, it has been Saron Quezon, pero ang maganda dito, no, they've been getting help again as what we talked about. Some contribution galing dito kay Gentalian and as well as Alfaro. But in terms of our field goals, tabla lang tayo at 44. Pero in terms of those 3-point shots, nagkaroon na ng 5 itong Muntinlupa with 3 out of 3 naman. Perfect para sa side ng Batangas, but rebounding dito, naging malaki yung disparity, having 25 for Muntinlupa, tapos 13 lang on the side of Batangas, at pati sa assist, no? 8 for Muntinlupa and only 4 on the side of Batangas. That goes to show those assists, selfless plays being executed here for Muntinlupa. They got 8, pero tig-3 dito si Alfaro with 3 assists so far, as well as Contacto with 3. Those guys, Contacto, as what we talked about, despite not being a point guard, makikita mo yung activation niya or yung pagbigay niya ng kumpiyansa sa kanyang mga teammates.
And we have a Chef's Magic quarter scene stealer from the tip-off to the final buzzer. Every moment counts, and so does every meal, whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game. Chef's Magic condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. As we are starting our third quarter dito sa ating play-in Sunday. Again, bakbakang Muntinlupa, Batangas. Live tayo sa Divine Light Academy, Baron Mercado, Daphne Cristobal, and si Ron Dizon trying to overcome that defense. Pero itong si Contacto available for that putback.
Great cleanup job para dito kay Contacto. Just really opting to go for those offensive rebounds. Tapos nakuha niya pa yung bucket na yun. But earlier we saw, of course, that Chef Magic. That was Tita Abby, yung mother ni Seron Dizon, always supporting itong si Seron during games.
Wala si Coach Jun, pero nandyan naman pala.
As always.
As always. Ang kanyang mother.
Yep, always present. Literal.
O singit ko lang din, speaking of mother, yung mother ko nakatanggap ng Chef Magic last time. Na-enjoy niya yung cookie. No, tinanong pa sa akin kung meron pa. Pero sabi ko, manood na lang siya ulit. Speaking of which, itong Batangas susubukan makabalik dito. Tries for that wrap around pass. Jumper. Bitin para dito kay Gorospe. On the side, Contacto will push the pace. Contacto almost scoring after that tough layup.
A bit fancy for Contacto. He could have just immediately go for that simple layup. Kaya nung sidestep move pa siya, medyo nasa ilalim na siya. That short layup drive.
Dizon will secure the ball here for Muntinlupa. Pero maaagaw din yan. Quezon tries for that pass. Pero si Dizon talagang nabasa niya yung gustong gawin doon ni Quezon. Good read by Zeron.
Zeron does it all for Muntinlupa. Back-to-back defensive rebounds on their end. Pero syempre yung ibang teammates niya, they really have to immediately get down kasi yun yung parang tinatry nilang gawin ngayon, no? Yung mga fast break chances na yun every time na makukuha ni Seron yung mga rebounds. May nakaabang for those outlet passes.
And speaking of rebounds, Daphne, no, nakita natin kanina sa stats, 25 to 13. Rebounding lamang ang Muntinlupa despite outnumbered here. So for Batangas, kailangan nilang medyo mag-step up siguro on that boxing out dahil pantay sila sa field goal, pantay sila sa almost sa 3-point attempts. They need to control the boards para sila naman na magkaroon ng pagkakataon to have more extra baskets, more opportunities to score.
6 guys only for Muntinlupa during this play-in game, but still they're up here by 12.
Quezon with that turnaround jumper in the middle, trying to bust that zone defense. Quezon again doing it all on the side of Muntinlupa. Inside, outside, now the primary playmaker para dito. Tries to go all the way. Better defense by the white shirts. Contacto couldn't get the basket. Pesigan secures the board. A chance for Batangas to take advantage. Pass was too strong. Gorospe couldn't handle the rock.
I wonder though if that was really the specific play here for Muntinlupa. Kung sana magbababa ng bola dito si Seron. Nakaabang lang dito si Yuri. But great call from our referees because Muntinlupa has been absorbing a lot of contact underneath, but this time that foul will be off the ball.
Tatawagan ng foul doon. Kampo ng Muntinlupa. And to your point, Daphne, I believe ito kasing si Alfaro usually sa mga na-cover kong games niya, at least dito sa ating tournament, usually double team, triple team on the side. Hindi siya nakakapag-set up ng plays, pero itong pag si La Contacto, sila Dizon ang nagko-cover for that, medyo mas nakaka-advance sila ng play. Speaking of advance ng play, that is a good layup for Matthew Gilio. 42-32, only a 10-point lead. Alfaro being played here by the defense. Gorospe trying to keep in pace with 5 minutes 38 remaining. A steal by Gorospe. Hindi sumusuko sa kanyang depensa, but the pass was too wide. Will be recovered here by Gilio. Balik kay Gorospe. Tries to attack the defense. Gorospe tried for that floater.
Wasted chance there on the side of Batangas. They were able to snatch that steal kontra Alfaro, pero hindi lang nila nakuha yung conversion. Still a 10-point game here.
Nice pass by Contacto. Gentalian was turned away by Nate Kizon.
Talking about defense, Kizon. Great read kontra Gentalian underneath. Despite having not that best showing in terms of offense for Batangas, maganda na nagigising sila pagdating sa depensa. Just going for those defensive stops kontra Muntinlupa.
Trying to counter or at least ignite a run using the defense. And this would be a critical juncture, Daphne, for the side of both teams. Unahin natin for Muntinlupa. Zeron Dizon is on the bench.
And if you're Batangas, this is something that you could take advantage of. Pag Muntinlupa naman, some resting minutes for Zeron would mean some participation once again galing dito kila Gentalian. Of course, Contacto, we haven't heard him since quite some time.
And we'll go for that miss. Sayang yun para dito sa Batangas. Gentalian is open, tries to bang bodies down low. Just too strong on that attempt.
Medyo nagmadali lang in that attempt, no? Talking about itong si Gentalian in that sequence for Sandre, opted to push more bumps para makuha niya yung bucket na yun.
Again, Batangas, tulad na nasabi natin, Daphne, they need to take advantage of this no Zeron Dizon lineup for Muntinlupa, pero that floater won't go in. Contacto. I've been liking the way he plays here. Nice pass. And that is a finish for Gentalian.
Just when we thought that dish was way too strong, Jerby Gentalian, just a perfect touch of that bucket para makuha yon, leading with this 12-point lead on their end.
Cueto for 3. That is off the mark. Contacto secures the rebound. Will give it to Yuri. At yun nga, paghawak ni Yuri ng bola dito, Daphne talagang being hounded by the defense, not letting him set up the play. Laurel, tough basket. That won't go. Running start for the white shirts. Here they go for the attack. That's a miss. Follow up. That will drop finally for Batangas.
And again, the Gentalians are expected to do the rebounding job, knowing that Zeron Dizon isn't present so far here in the latter part of quarter number 3. So yung mga offensive or yung mga defensive rebounds ayun rather, yun yung expected na responsibility nila dito sa ating third quarter.
Forcing that turnover ay Batangas. Hindi nila maibaba ang kalamangan dito to single digits so far, Daphne. Medyo nagkaaroon sila ng problema. This is one of their best chance to at least trim this lead down to a single digit lead as Cueto tries for the attack. Jerby Gentalian grabs the board, will give it to Yuri. Contacto trying to beat De Rojas in this defensive attempt. Balik kay Yuri. With 13 seconds on the shot clock, Laurel providing the pick. Yuri Alfaro from way downtown. Almost hitting that, pero lucky for Batangas.
Sorry, miss para dito kay Yuri Alfaro, pero agad nasasagot itong side ng Batangas.
That is De Rojas hitting that big three-pointer. And finally for Batangas, na ibababa na nila ang kalamangan dito. Now down by only 7 points.
And again, Batangas knows that Zeron Dizon isn't present right now, but what a way to come alive for Zion De Rojas. Quick shoutout, of course, to Sir Coach Boyet De Rojas, for sure watching us live on Facebook.
Shoutout Coach Boyet. I'm sure na kapag nasa-shoutout natin yung mga players, yung mga nanonood, yung mga magulang, talaga nakaka-shoot sila eh. So, talagang yung suporta ng mga magulang eh nandito pa rin talaga. Okay, a big game being played here for Muntinlupa and Batangas, trying to answer back on the offense. Itong si Yuri Alfaro being hounded by Cueto. Nice pass. Gentalian can't get the basket to go. A chance here for Batangas to inch a bit closer in this game. Look at that fearless drive. Zion De Rojas is now come alive in the third.
And yup, he is literally awake here in quarter number 3, and that's the reason why they're just down here by 5 points. Couple of misses as well on the side of Muntinlupa. 7 points so far.
De Rojas for 3. Yes, sir! That's a quick 8-0 run para dito kay Zion De Rojas.
7 points all coming here in quarter number 3 after limited by just 2 points in the first half for Zion. Again, this guy currently studies in De La Salle, Lipa. What a way to come alive with a 3-pointer. Zion De Rojas nails the 3-pointer.
He's starting to feel it. Sakto nga yung sinabi natin, Daphne has come alive. Pero lalabas muna itong si De Rojas dito, trying to keep him fresh in the fourth quarter. Contacto will give it to Gentalian, trying to locate itong si Alfaro. Final 30 remaining. Contacto will do the honors here. Nice screen by Jerby Gentalian. Contacto sends it to Sandre Gentalian for the 2.
Great contribution there. Galing dito kay Sandre Gentalian. They've been eyeing to get buckets here in the latter part of quarter 3.
Final 8 seconds remaining here. Tries to go for the shot. Good defense by Contacto. 3 seconds to go. They are in a hurry. Contacto to beat the buzzer. Just hitting front iron. And we are in for a treat dito sa ating first game ng ating play-in Sunday. Muntinlupa, bakbakan kontra Batangas. And surely, Daphne, that quarter belonged to Batangas.
And here in our Chef's Magic third quarter highlights, nagising itong side ng Batangas, particularly po for quite some time itong si Seron Dizon. He has been going for those defensive rebounds, pero nung wala siya, Zion De Rojas got the hot hands, and that's the reason why itong si Zion all of a sudden scored 9 points with his 7 points all here in quarter number 3.
46-42, fourth quarter action coming sa aming pagbabalik. From the tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts, and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic make every meal a magic moment. Fourth quarter action now beginning here for Batangas. Spin shot. Aldrey Pesigan starts the proceedings here for Batangas.
Again, the biggest lead here on the side of Muntinlupa was at 15 earlier. But still, no minutes here for Seron Dizon entering our final chapter. And Zion De Rojas, when he got the hot hands, again, he scored 8 points correction during the third quarter. Pinaupo muna siya, probably para mas makakuha yung contribution niya here in the final 10 minutes of this game.
And speaking of no minutes for Zeron Dizon, here he is coming back para dito sa Muntinlupa. First free throw attempt for Jerby Gentalian. That is a miss. Trying to at least end the run currently itong Batangas on a scoring spree. Nung wala si Zeron, missing both itong si Jerby Gentalian. De Rojas is also here, opted to pass it. Better shot coming. That is all air para dito kay Peña. Contacto, defended by Rojas. Subukang pagurin ito ni Contacto si Rojas on the defensive side. Nice pass by Contacto. And Sandre Gentalian scores back-to-back points for him.
That has been the advantage of Muntinlupa. 2 Gentalians, you have Dizon, tapos may feed na nakaabang every time they try to penetrate, going for those drop passes. That's something that they could continuously take advantage of. Talking about these youngsters in green.
Sandre Gentalian scored. Itong si Jerby Gentalian securing the rebound. Contacto will give it to Jerby. Bitin lang yung kanyang layup. Second chance points. So both Gentalians entering the scoring column dito sa ating fourth quarter.
Kuntikan pa nating sabihin, no, na parang may foul pa yun para dito kay Gentalian. But right now, the challenge for this team is just to literally take care of this lead that they have. They're still up here by 6 points. So, they really got to finish strong dahil medyo may tendency nga itong Muntinlupa to kind of, you know, pagdating ng fourth quarter, all of a sudden, they're having this slower pace of game.
Contacto will give it to Sandre. Contacto with a fake. Expects him to shoot and almost making that in. Rebound secured by Pesigan. Will try to attack one more time ay itong Batangas. Quezon, they will send it outside. Goes for the drive. Cueto with a floater. Still having some trouble on the offensive end ay itong Batangas.
Para dito sa side ng Batangas, you would see how bothered they are knowing that there's triple towers with that defense for Muntinlupa. Pero finally, Yuri Alfaro adding some points in our scoring board, knowing that he was a bit silent. He was actually silent in quarter number 3.
First basket in the second half for Yuri Alfaro. Pinag-uusapan natin kanina, Daphne, the Giants of Muntinlupa. Pero itong si Alfaro, needling his way in for that easy basket.
So far, itong si Yuri Alfaro with 10 points right after escaping that defense. Gandang full para sa depensa na yun. 15 points for Seron. Meanwhile, 2 players with a double-digit showing so far para sa panig ng Muntinlupa. Again, this is play-in Sunday. 5 teams will have to battle it out to have a chance to beat the 8th seed next week.
Sandre Gentalian scoring another basket.
Just like that, from just that 2-point lead here in the 4th, biglang nagkaroon ng 10-point disparity. Seron Dizon may not have been scoring his usuals here in the 4th, but probably that energy, that spark that his teammates was able to contain here.
Contacto making his defender dance, scoring on that left side with that right-hand layup.
Alam mo, pwedeng triple-double watch itong si Contacto. He got 11 points so far, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Something that we will need to look forward to in this game, and he get a steal. Sabi natin kanina for Muntinlupa, itong si Zeron Dizon, Mr. Everything. Hindi magpapatalo ang isang Contacto dito, getting almost every stat on the board. Nice pass, Alfaro balik kay Contacto. Beautiful two-man play.
What an eye for Yuri Alfaro. Great connection between these two guys, selfless in that sequence. As you see that finish coming from Contacto with that dish galing kay Yuri Alfaro.
Muntinlupa now having the momentum, increasing their lead back to double digits. Timeout brought to us by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, and smile.
Evident on the sidelines ang gigil ng Team Muntinlupa. Led by Coach Reynold, the players were fueled with confidence para sa betterment ng kanilang gameplay. Tiwala, pasensya at focus ang kinakailangan nila para may pagpatuloy ang momentum that they've started nung first half of the game pa lang. Init lamig ang panahon. Their player Dizon actually just recovered sa kanyang lagnat, but regardless, nandito siya, well and playing, motivated by his family, at sinabi niya nga para ito sa kanyang team. No matter the circumstance, kung may laro, laban at tiyaga lang. Back to you, Daphne and Maron.
Thank you, Danae, for that report. Galing pa pala sa sakit itong si Zeron Dizon, pero parang hindi halata.
Yep, actually during the All-Star game last week, itong si Seron, masama na talaga yung pakiramdam niya. Yun yung time na may lagnat siya. But of course, si Tita Abby, sabi niya, huwag na siyang pumunta. Si Seron, medyo, siyempre gusto niya magkaroon ng All-Star experience. So they were actually there, supposedly for just the photo purposes. Pero syempre, si Seron, naglaro pa rin.
Walang makakapigil dito kay Zeron Dizon, pero tignan natin, if walang makakapigil din sa takbo ng Muntinlupa, will try to go all the way between yung layup for Batangas. And previously, habang nagre-report si Danae, basket was made by Zion De Rojas. So he has at least 10 points in this second half of action.
He already has 12 actually, talking about itong si Zion De Rojas, but also 4 misses. Prior that sequence on the side of Muntinlupa, Laurel with couple of misses underneath.
You see here, Contacto asking for that foul, pero I believe ball will go to the side of Batangas. This timeout is brought to us by Domo Domo Slurp. Enjoy, smile. Zeron Dizon and the Muntinlupa team looking to make this big win. Pero itong Batangas trying to make one more run. So correction on that last play. Bola babalik dito sa side ng Muntinlupa. 58-46 ang ating score dito. They will have a redo of that inbound play. Natapik yung pasa ni Yuri Alfaro. Nababa na kanina ito, Daphne, yung kalamangan ng Muntinlupa, pero yun nga, on the start of the fourth quarter, itong the Twin Towers, the Gentalian Twin Towers here, working wonders para sa kanila, playing defense, playing offense din, tapos samahan mo pa ng magandang performance ni Contacto, talagang keeping in pace. Tawagan ng offensive foul ang Muntinlupa. A missed three-pointer for Cueto, who's been quiet so far in this game. One of their missing players for Batangas.
Yeah, actually, Cueto right now just limited by 6 points. Parang no first quarter pa o second yung huling mga contribution na nakita natin coming from him. But again, Zion De Rojas has been coming alive here in the second half. This guy needs to be contained by Muntinlupa, but he can't do it all. Kakailanganin niya ng tulong.
Contacto with that up and under after those misses, getting a rebound, scoring para dito kay Contacto.
Grabe, solid showing here on the side of Contacto with 15 points and 8 rebounds, 6 assists so far.
So bago mag-triple-double, baka double-double watch muna para dito kay Contacto. But regardless of which, they are up by 14 points, looking to increase the lead more. And Dizon still up top.
I hear him screaming that frustration coming from Zeron Dizon. Zeron, kung nanonood si Coach Jun, lagot ka. Pero si Tita Abby nakangiti lang on the sidelines.
Hindi mo kasi ata narinig yung frustration. And speaking of which, that three goes in. De Rojas keeping Batangas alive in this game.
Grabe, 15 points, for Zion De Rojas.
Looking to
And-
answer back. Ay itong si Contacto, pero De Rojas will be on the run. De Rojas will score.
My
5 quick.
goodness. 17 points and 15 points all here in the second half for Zion De Rojas.
We have seen him made that 8-0 blast in the third quarter. Tatlo na lang, he will tie that. And playing good defense against dito kay Contacto. Both teams, or both players, no, hindi nagkakalayo yung score nila dito. De Rojas with 17, Contacto with 15, tapos sila pa nagbabantayan dito. Tignan natin, De Rojas is feeling it. Only a hit check moment.
Correction, no, itong si Zion with 15 points so far, pero siya lang yung nag-iisang player with this double-digit outing for their team.
Needing more help, itong si De Rojas. Almost a backcourt violation and Alfaro committing that violation. Solid defense para kay Cueto.
Sayang na chance yun para dito sa side ng Muntinlupa. Especially, this is just down to a 9-point game, although still 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. A lot could still happen here.
Batangas, they have a 9-point deficit, 3-possession ball game as we are nearing our last 2 minutes dito sa ating laro. De Rojas, tough basket, pero mapapaul niya. Itong si Gentalian, maybe a frustration foul, Daphne. Didn't get that shot to go in.
Yep, but he has been the main guy contributing here in the side of Batangas. Talking about Zion De Rojas, but seeing itong si Seron Dizon, you really see that he's still in flu, no? Dito sa gilid, pero parang wala naman with his 15 points and 12 rebounds.
Double-double performance, pero itong Muntinlupa doing a good job to really, hold the fort so far. Contacto, nice spin, goes for the floater. Jervy Gentalian.
No, Seron Dizon, no problem, as Jerby Gantalian will be knocking down that big shot, making sure that this is gonna be an 11-point game.
Tries for a big three, Cueto. No! Rebound secured by Zeron Dizon, and they are looking good so far with 1:20 remaining. Again, the number 9 seed, Muntinlupa, taking on the number 10 seed, Batangas. The winner will face Quezon Junior Huskers and Sandre Gentalian on the right side this time. So this Gentalian brothers, grabe yung performance nila in this fourth quarter, Daphne. Batangas needing a lot of points here as we see that Yuri Alfaro dish. Finding Sandre, scoring down low. 64-51, 13-point lead. Timeout is brought to us by Domu Domu Slurp, Enjoy, Smile. Batangas still looking for a miracle here. 13-point deficit. Will try to score. That runner won't go para dito sa Batangas. 13 points ang kanilang susubukang habulin dito. Aldrey Pesigan masusubukan dito at the free throw area. Missing on the first attempt. Itong si Pesigan. Had a solid game para dito sa Batangas. After that free throw, Muntinlupa Basketball will call for time. up by 12 points. 4-possession ball game brought to us by Domo Domu. Slurp, enjoy, smile. We'll be right back. Final 59 seconds. Again, 4-possession ball game. 64-52. 12-point lead as Contacto having a superb game attacking the defense. Trying to put the final touches of this game, Daphne.
Right now, less than a minute remaining and still in the upper hand itong side ng Muntinlupa. I love how this game, they were able to really finish strong and resolve that problem they had in their past games, in their past losses, despite being in command in the first 2 quarters. Again, this is the play-in game ngayong linggo. 5 laro po with those play-in spot. Chance for them to go up against the 8th seed in their respective divisions. And I guess safe to say with this final 19 seconds, it's gonna be Muntinlupa who go up against the Quezon Junior Huskers next week on Saturday. And whoever wins will surely secure that 8th spot next week. Again, Quezon kontra Muntinlupa.
Despite being outnumbered in this game, Muntinlupa finding a way to sneak in sa ating fight for number 8. Meanwhile, for Batangas, still kahit natalo sila ngayon, had a good showing. Maganda yung naipakita nila on that 3rd quarter. But Muntinlupa, you will go and face the number 8 seed Quezon Junior Huskers for the right to enter the quarterfinals. Another solid showing on the side of Muntinlupa. At ang ganda na sinabi mo, Daphne, kanina. Maybe for Muntinlupa all season long, they have at least 1 to 2 strong quarters. Pero nakita natin dito sa ating laro, they maintained that energy, had that scare on the 3rd quarter. Pero pagpasok ng 4th quarter, itong Gentalian Twin Towers providing offense, defense. Itong si Yuri Alfaro, hindi masyadong nakascore but doing a lot para dito sa Muntinlupa. Contacto stepping up habang wala tong si Zerone. Pero again, Daphne, that Zerone Dizon started the things for Muntinlupa. Really aggressive in the early part of this game. Really started the pace.
And again, this guy, despite feeling under the weather, last week also played for the All-Star game. They were able to escape that 6-game losing streak and still high hopes for this team to enter the quarterfinals. But first, of course, right after winning this game, next week they'll go up against Quezon Junior Huskers. But of course, let's not discredit the effort of Batangastribu ex-Boss I for this fight. They went up against Muntinlupa, but right now Muntinlupa was able to create a better story contra Batangas here in this play-in game.
6-game losing skid is now history and will try to rewrite their own history ay itong Muntinlupa, as Danay is trying to at least interview our Chef's Magic best player of the game. A lot of choices on the side of Muntinlupa, pero only one will emerge as our Chef's Magic best player of the game. Daming pwedeng maging candidates para sa kanila. Contacto played well. Kentalian brothers played well. Alfaro can also be one of the best players of the game, pero we will have only one in this game, as I believe Danay is ready to interview our best player of the game. And feeling under the weather, yun nga, Zeron Dizon playing a superb game for Muntinlupa. And I believe Danay is ready to interview our Chef's Magic best player of the game. Go ahead, Danay.
I'm here right now with our Chef Magic's best player of the game, Dizon. Dizon, congratulations. Grabe, pumasok kayo dito talaga ng incomplete lineup. But you guys played today as if kompleto kayo. You went in today's court na filled with gratitude dahil hindi nyo nga daw in-expect na pasok pa rin kayo sa laban. At ngayon, nasungkit nyo ang panalo. Can you walk us through this moment? What empowered you for today? Anong nag-fuel sa'yo?
My family lang po, and since we have nothing to lose, we just played our hearts out today in this game, and thank you po kay Lord for that.
May gusto ka bang batiin at pasalamatan?
First of all, thank you po kay Lord, and then shout out po to my mom and dad, my lola at lolo, and to Muntinlupa family and UE family, and sa kanila lahat po. Yan, sa likod.
Maraming salamat. Turning it over to our Don Benito's assist man of the game and to our Hustle Club's defensive player of the game.
Thank you, Danay. And of course, congratulations kay Zeron Dizon, Hustle Club defensive player of the game. Jerby Gentalian, double-double performance, 10 and 17 para dito sa one half of the Twin Towers. And from a tower, let's move on to our Don Benito's assist man of the game, small but terrible, the amazing Yuri Alfaro with 4 assists. Coming up, Quezon Junior Huskers taking on Bawan Cafe Uno in the under-16. Again, still in the play-in Sunday dito sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Stay tuned for that game.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Liga ng